This is a Stokke Trailz, and today we wanted to show you how to troubleshoot problems related to the rear wheels not connecting to the chassis. We recently had a viewer leave a comment about this problem. So when you have trouble connecting the rear wheel to the chassis, there are a couple of different elements here that can be involved. First thing you should do is to remove the wheel. And the way this functions is that when you depress the plastic button here, it's actually pushing on a button, a metal button, on the back side of the axle. And all of the locking mechanism is essentially kept within the axle. When you push that in, it allows these two balls to move inwards. They're two balls like you would find in a ball bearing. Yeah? So if you take the wheel off and you press that button in and you notice that it springs back into place and that the balls move, then you know that the problem is not most likely with the wheel itself. If, on the other hand, the button seems to get stuck or the wheels don't move, then most likely what has happened is that due to weight or pressure on the wheels, the axle has bent and now the inside shaft is not properly lined up with the outer element so that it can't move and activate that sort of spring activated mechanism to release those balls. If that is your problem, unfortunately, most likely you're going to have to replace the axle. You could take the whole wheel apart and try to bang the axle back straight, but I found that this is very difficult to actually get those internal parts to move properly again once the axle has bent. Okay, now assuming that it's not the wheel, it's not the axle, then I'm going to disassemble this back frame just to show you how the whole system works, because it's quite simple. So I'm just going to unscrew this screw and remove the wheel housing on this side to show you how the wheel is essentially locking into place. If you're removing these parts yourself, make sure you don't lose any of the springs related to the brake system. So on the back side of the wheel is this larger plastic piece that will slot into this piece. And when you depress the buttons, then the axle slots all the way through. And this has to be properly lined up so that this peg connects into this little divot here. And when it pushes itself all the way past this plastic piece, that is the length at which those balls can then activate and lock into place. So it's actually this plastic housing piece that is holding the wheel itself onto the stroller. So assuming you don't have trouble with the axle, it means that the problem then lies into how this plastic piece and this plastic piece are lining up. Either this, where this is screwed onto the chassis, has shifted and the length is now not correct such that these balls can find their way out the opposite end, or there's something in the way on the inside of the housing, or maybe the plastic has been damaged by slamming the wheel in wrong and the plastic is pushed out a bit and those balls aren't finding the position at which they can pop out. But in any case, it will have something to do simply with this piece and the wheel itself, and you don't have to think about the rest of the chassis other than how this is screwed in place. So again, first thing to check is the axle. You check that by making sure the locking mechanism functions with the wheel removed from the stroller. If that's not the case, then it's simply checking this bit and that they completely line up properly and click into place like this. So in any case, that is how you troubleshoot problems related to the rear wheel of a Stokke Trailz not connecting to the chassis. We hope this video was useful to you, and if it was, we ask that you subscribe, as it helps us continue making videos in the future. Thank you.